Hello, advanced band oboe players. It's been a long time. I hope you guys are being good at home and staying safe and kind of staying indoors, doing whatever you guys have to do. Don't play too many video games, which is what I do. So, what I decided to do, I know I'm not going to be able to see you guys for a little while. So, what I decided to do is put a couple of videos together and give you guys some opportunity to play a little bit. And what I want you to remember about this is that this is not supposed to be an assignment that you're going to have for next week and you're going to have it together and blah, blah, blah. What I want you to do is just have a good time with this and enjoy yourself a little bit. I want you to try and play as much as you can. And if that means you can play like a half an hour a day, that's great, but that's a lot of time. I want you to do the best that you can this week and these weeks going into the summer and all this stuff. Keep your instrument in your mouth. Play it a little bit. We don't have a lot of other things that we can do. So one of the things that we can do is practice a little bit. And what I want you to remember is this is a good time. We're just going to enjoy ourselves and have a good time and try and play some music. That's what I want you to do. So, all you need is your oboe and some reeds. And if you can find your Tradition of Excellence book, look for that. This is my book, but yours is the oboe book, the red book. And we're going to start working on some of that stuff. We're going to play a couple of scales too. So the first thing I want to do is just make sure you get your reed out. Make sure you can chirp a little bit. Just do some chirping. Make sure you're in good shape. Remember to concentrate on the airflow. Don't concentrate on your mouth so much as blowing air through the reed. That's what I want you to do. The next thing I want you to do is when you put your reed on, please put it all the way in. Right? For right now, I want it all the way in. We play in pretty thin reeds. And so putting it all the way in will make it as close to in tune as we can for right now. Of course, I can't hear you guys, so I can't tell. So, the first thing I want to do is I just want to play some long tones. Right? Let me make sure that my oboe works. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to play a long tone on the note B flat. All right, and a long tone, as you've known before, it's a note that's really long, but I want it to be really loud and I want it to be really even. I don't want the note to go up and down. I want it to just stay really even. So it's just like a laser beam, right? So you can cut glass with the sound. Ready? Here we go. Here's our note. I want you to, rewind the video and start with me and then rewind it again if you want to do it again, because we're going to do a whole bunch of these. Try and match what I'm doing, okay? Here we go. Here's our B flat. Ready? Go. Good. All right, let's play another one. We'll do 3 of these long tones on B flat. Ready? Here's our second B flat long tone. Ready? Go. All right, good. Last one. One more B flat long tone. Ready? Go. All right, good job with that, ladies and gentlemen. Now what we're going to do is the same thing. We're going to do 3 long tones on the note D, okay? So here's D. Ready? Go. All right, here's another one on the note D. Ready? Go. All right, last one on the note D, and then we'll move on. All right, here's D. One more time. Ready? Go. Nice job, everybody. So that was our long tones to start with. Actually, I want to do one more long tone. Let's do a long tone on the note F. All right. So high F. All right. So here we go. Ready? Here's the long tone. Ready? Go. All right. Next, number 2, long tone number 2 on the note F. Here we go. Ready? Go. All right, last one. This will get us nice and warmed up, get our mouths in the right shape. Here we go. Here's our last note. Here's high F, long tone. Ready? Go. All right, nice job, everybody. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to play a couple of scales with you guys. And we've done a little bit of this in band, or written them up on the board and stuff. But now what we're going to do is I'm going to try and play them for you, and I'm going to try and talk to you about them as we play them. The first one is our concert B-flat scale. Should be easy enough for us to play. So just so you remember, B-flat, and then C, and then D, and then E-flat, and then F, and then G, and then A, and then B-flat. All right, look in your books if you need the fingerings for that, but you should be good to go. Remember, when you get to the higher notes, try not to bite. Try just blow through them and make sure the note comes. If you're blowing fast enough, that note will come out in the high register, okay? So here's B-flat. Here, we're going to play our scale now. Here's B-flat. C. D. E-flat. F. G, A, B flat. Now try going down that scale. B flat, A, G, F, E flat, D, C, B flat. All right, good. So that's our contra B flat scale. Shouldn't have any problems with that. That should be super easy. The next scale that I want to do is E flat, our E flat scale. And we're going to start way down on low E flat. And E flat major scale is E flat, F, G, and then A flat. So remember, we're not going to play A like this. We're going to play A flat. 1, 2, 3 in the pinky key, the top pinky key. So A flat, and then after A flat is B flat, C, D, and then E flat. Super easy. So here's E flat, low E flat, D, sorry, E flat and F, sorry. E flat first, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat. Now let's go down the scale. So we're going to start on E flat, D, C, B flat, A flat, G, F, E flat. Very good. All right. Now the last scale that I want to work on, I think we've definitely worked on this a little bit. Last scale I want to work on is the F major scale. All right. And the F major scale only has one flat in it. So the E is E natural. And E natural is, when we get to the high register, it's going to be thumb, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And it will sound like this. right? So E flat has our finger, a third finger down in our pinky. This one is just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, right? And with the octave key, right? So the scale, if we start on the bottom, is going to be F, and then G, and then A, and then B flat, and then C, and then D, and then E natural, and then F. Okay? So let's play it. Here's the low F to start. G, A natural, second finger A, B flat, C, D, E natural, and then F. Good. So now let's go down. Let's start on the high F. Here's high F. We're going to go backwards. E natural, D, C, B flat, A, G, F. Good. So that's your F major scale. So now we've got 3 scales under our belt. We've got our B flat concert scale, we've got E flat scale, and we've got our F scale together. All right, keep working on that stuff. Keep working on your sound and get yourself in good position to be able to play really well. So the next thing that I want to do is I want you to look in your books, and I want you to turn to page 26, I believe. Yes, page 26. And I want you to look at number 103. Number 103 is called dotted quarter notes, or dotted quarters. And that's essentially what we're going to do. We're going to work on quarter notes. So what the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to put my metronome on here. And I want you to look at the time signature of this song. If you look at the time signature, it says 2/4, right? So what that means is instead of having 4 beats in a measure, just 2. So 2/4, 2, 4, right? So every measure has 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And if you look at it, each one of these measures has, the first 2 measures anyway, has 4/8 notes in it. So it's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. And the notes are very simple. It's just F, 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 G, right? So F, 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 G, F, 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 G. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Super easy. So here we go. Let's just play the first 2 measures. F, 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 G. 1, 2, ready, go. Super easy. That's all there is to it. Just F, 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 G. If you look at the third measure, what you'll notice is that it's written exactly the same, except there's a tie. And what that means is, instead of having my 4/8 notes now, instead of having 1 and 2 and, I still have that, but the 3/8 notes, the first 3/8 notes are tied together, right? So now it's, instead of 1 and 2 and, it's da and. I'm still thinking 1 and 2 and, but I'm not tonguing the and of 1, and I'm not tonguing 2. I'm not tonguing ta, 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 ta. I'm tonguing ta, ta, right? So instead of playing in measure 3, instead of playing, I'm going to play, okay? I'm still thinking 1 and 2 and in my head, but I'm only tonguing on 1 and then the and of 2, which is the G, okay? So if I play that measure, I'm going to play it with the metronome. I'm going to play the first 3 measures of number 103. Here we go. Ready, go. Okay? And if you hear, it's almost exactly the same, but I'm counting in my head for that third measure. That third measure, all those 8th notes are up in my head, and then when I get to the 4th 8th note, I just go right up to G, because that's all it is. Okay? So, if you look at the 4th measure, what you'll notice is it's written differently now. Now what we have is a quarter note. Instead of our 4/8 notes hanging out like in the first measure, the third measure, we have the first 3 tied together. This 4th measure, we have a quarter note, which is 2 8th notes, right? And then we have a third 8th note that's tied in together, and then a 4th 8th note, which is G. And so if you think about it, a quarter note plus an 8th note is what we have. Well, and that's 3 8th notes. If you look at the third measure, you see that there's 3 8th notes that are tied together, and then the 4th note is played on G. Well, this is the same rhythm. Both of these measures are the same. Measure 3 is ta, ta. Well, measure 4 is the same thing, except they just made a quarter note to start with to make it easier. So now it's a quarter note plus an eighth note, which is 3/8 notes and and an eighth note, right? So what we have in that third measure is, and then the measure 4 is the same rhythm. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the first 4 measures of this song with the metronome, obviously. So here we go. It's going to be 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. That's all it is, okay? Now, if you look at the 5th measure, the 5th measure has a dotted quarter note and an eighth note, and that's it. And this is the most common way that you'll see this rhythm, all right? It's 3/8 notes tied together, essentially. It's really the same rhythm. So 3/8 notes tied together is just that, 3/8 notes tied together. A quarter note plus an eighth note tied together is also 3/8 notes. Well, a dotted quarter note is a quarter note plus an eighth note, okay? So measures 5 and 6 are the same rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measures 5 is a quarter note, is a dotted quarter note. A dotted quarter note is 3/8 notes, and then we have one other eighth note, right? So essentially, what they're really trying to show you is that measures 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 are all exactly the same rhythm, right? A dotted quarter note is the same as a quarter note tied to an eighth note, is the same as 3/8 notes tied together. That's what this whole exercise is about. So if you can play that, then you're in good shape. So what we're going to do now is we're going to play the whole thing, because the last 2 measures are super easy, just a half note tied to a quarter note, okay? So here we go. We're going to play all of the song, right? Here we go, right from the beginning. Super easy. Try and play it with me. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. Super easy. Nothing, no problems there, right? All right. Nice job, everybody. Take your time with that. Go over it. Go back and forth. Try and figure out what, if you're having trouble with a measure, what the issue is. Now, the next thing I want you to do, and we're going to work on, is number 104. And 104 is Alouette. It's a pretty famous song. I'm sure you've heard it a million times, and we're going to read through it this time. And what we're going to do is, I want you to look, before we even start playing this song, the first thing I want you to do is look at what we call the form. The form is like where you play what you play. And if you notice, if you look at measure 8, you'll see that there's a fine, okay? See how it says F-I-N-E? That's not called fine, that's fine. And in that fine, there's a double bar. And usually when you have a double bar, that means that's the end of the song. But in this case, it is not the end of the song. And I want you to look all the way to where it says D-C al fine. That should be on measure 16. All right? Measure 16, the last measure that you have, says D-C al fine. And what that means is D-C means go to the top, and al fine means and then the end. So what it means is, I'm going to say this real quick, we play all the way from measure 1 to measure 16. That's the first thing that we do. We play from measure 1. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And when we get to measure 16, we jump back to the DC. We jump back to measure 1. We go back to the beginning. So let me say that again. Play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then we go all the way back to the beginning, right? And then we play to the fine. And the fine is measure 8. So now we play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And when we get to 8, the song is done. So we're going to play measures 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Back to 1 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's all it is. Okay? So that's how the form of this song works. And now what we're going to talk about is the rhythm of this song. We're not going to go through every single measure, but we'll go through a lot of the measures. If you look at the first measure, and if you look at the 5th measure, and if you look at the, that's it. Look at the 1st and 5th measure, you will see dotted quarter notes. And that is played exactly the way that we did before with the F's and the G's. So instead of playing, so what we're going to do is we're going to think, here's the metronome's on quarter notes. We're going to think eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and These are eighth notes that I'm snapping. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. And in this first measure, we're going to play the E flat on measure 1. We're going to play that E flat for 3 eighth notes, and then the F is going to be on the 4th eighth note. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and E flat F, right? So if I'm playing that right, it should sound like this. So listen. See? 1 and 2 and. Ready? Play it with me. Ready? Go. Okay? And notice how my finger just kind of moves really quickly. It doesn't get up and do this. It just kind of rolls over to there, right? So that's all that is. And the second measure is just 2 G's, and there are dots on top of the note, right? That means short. That's all that means. So we play that. Super easy. And in the next measure, we have 4 eighth notes. And I want to talk a little bit about these 4 eighth notes. What we're going to do is, I want you to say the eighth note out loud, and I want you to move your fingers to get the right fingerings at the same time. So we're going to play F, E flat, F, G. That's all that is. F, E flat, F, G. Now I have my fingerings together. I'm going to see if I can play it without the metronome. Yeah, not bad. That's how that is. And all of it's slurred, so I don't have to tongue a single note there, right? So that's how I practice that. I'm going to say, okay, F, E flat, F, G. Super easy. All right? That's all that is. And I just played measure 4 also. If you look at measure 5, it's the same thing. 5 and 6 are the same thing as measure 1 and 2. And then 7 is the same as measure 3. And 8 is just a half note on E flat. So it's basically the same thing twice. So I'm going to try and play this with a metronome. Here we go. Just the first 8 measures. Right up to the fine. 1, 2, ready, go. Super easy, right? Okay, so now we've played that. Let's look at the next 4 measures. Let's look at the next 2 measures. So now we're gonna play E flat, F, G, A. And if you look at A flat, and the reason it's A flat is look at the key signature. The key signature has 3 flats in it. The first one is B flat, the second one is E flat, and the third one is A flat. So now when we play A, we don't play second finger A. We play 3 with our pinky key. So A flat, the last note in that measure is going to be A flat, right? High A flat. So if I'm looking at that measure now, I'm going to play E flat, F, G, A flat. So I'm saying it first. E flat, F, G, A flat. Saying it while I'm moving my finger. So now if I play it, now I'm ready to go, right? So now if I play that with a metronome, 1, 2, ready, go. No problem, right? And then the next measure, super easy. B flat, B flat, B flat, right? 1 and 2, super easy. And then the next measure, we go backwards from measure 9. So now we're going B flat, A flat, G, F. Instead of going F, G, A, B flat, which is what we did in measure 9, now we're going to go backwards. We're going to go B flat, A flat, G, F. So if I do that, we have B flat, A flat, G, F. Just right. I don't even have to put the instrument on my face. Now that I have it, sorry. There we go. Super easy. Next measure, super easy also. E flat, E flat, E flat. High B flat in the next measure. Low B flat. And then the last 2 measures are just quarter notes. B flat, A flat, G, F, and then we go back to the top. Because after DC, now we go back to measure 1. And we play measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 again. We've already played that, so I don't have to work on that, right? So now, I'm going to try and play the entire song. Here we go. Right from the beginning, measure 1. 1, 2, ready, go. so close. See, we all make mistakes. I'm going to do it again, though. All right, here we go. Started using saxophone fingers in there. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Let me try one more time. 1, 2, beginning, go. Whew, made it. All right, guys, so that's basically it. I want you to do the best that you can, just like I do. I just try the best that I can. Sometimes I'm perfect. Sometimes I'm not perfect. Most of the time, I'm not perfect. So just do the best you can. Keep working on this stuff and enjoy yourself a little bit. Look on the internet. See if you can find some stuff to play. And I'll do the same thing, you know? So keep practicing, keep working on stuff, and know that I miss you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys again. So have a good time if I don't see you, and when I do, say hello. I'll see you, and we'll have a good time, okay? Bye. See you guys.